Good morning. Welcome you all for today's class. In our previous class, we have discussed about reverse Carnot cycle for refrigeration purpose. We also discussed that under a given condition, Carnot cycle is one of the best cycle for the refrigeration because COP of the Carnot cycle is very high. But actually, it is a ideal cycle, and we also concluded that reverse Carnot cycle is not particularly good for the refrigeration purpose because of the its extreme conditions of the extremely fast reversible adiabatic processes in which we have to produce compression and expansion and extremely slow processes in which we have to produce cooling effect, evaporation and condensation. Due to extreme conditions, reverse Carnot cycle is not practical cycle. Only purpose of this cycle is that we have to compare with other refrigeration cycles so that we can conclude what is in comparison how much we are able to achieve performance of the Carnot cycle. So here we are going to discuss air cycle. It is also known as a Brayton cycle or Bell-Coleman cycle or name of the person who invented this cycle. So this is a practical cycle and mainly used for the as its name implies जैसा कि नेम से मालूम होता है कि एयर साइकिल it is used for the aircraft refrigeration purpose and the working fluid in this system is air for aircraft refrigeration in place of the refrigerant. Refrigerant is a costly material, so in place of refrigerant we use air for the aircraft refrigeration. That's why this cycle is very important because air is freely available and if any leakage occur, it has no any harmful effect on the on the person who are in the vicinity of the place where air is leakage, and air is free of cost and working fluid. It's a very practical cycle. So let us start what is a Brayton cycle, reverse Brayton cycle, because a Brayton cycle is actually used for the gas turbines in power generation, and if we reverse this cycle, it can be used for the refrigeration purpose. So let us draw first Brayton cycle. We will draw in TF diagram because temperature entropy diagram is easier to understand and easier to for calculation purpose. That's why generally we use for performance analysis we use uh, TF diagram, temperature entropy diagram. So starting from drawing temperature entropy diagram for the reverse Brayton cycle. Air cycle, air cycle, reverse Brayton cycle, Brayton cycle, or Bell-Coleman cycle. It is for refrigeration, for refrigeration purpose. So now draw first TF diagram. TF diagram. First is a 1-2 reversible adiabatic means isentropic process. Then 2-3 will be. Then 3-4 and then 4-1. P2 and P1. So here you can see 1-2. Process 1-2 is a reversible compression process, reversible adiabatic compression process. Process 2-3 is a condensation process in which pressure remains constant, P2 remains constant, and process 3-4 is a reversible adiabatic isenthalpic process. And process 4-1 is a evaporation process. This is not isenthalpic but isentropic process. Process 3-4 is a isentropic process and 4-1 is a process in which evaporation takes place. So it is at constant pressure. This is a P2, constant pressure. P2 means in this process port 1 pressure remains constant. Pressure remains constant. You can see here in these points 1 and 2 entropy are same. Point 3 and 4 entropy are same. So we have seen that Carnot cycle, there is a modification between Carnot cycle and reverse Breton cycle. For Carnot cycle, if you see process 1 to 2. Take a break this cycle at 2 dash, then join this with the 3 and make it at 4 dash, and we can carve out Carnot cycle. Because a Carnot cycle, there are two reversible adiabatic and two isothermal process. So in this process we have carved out. हमने इस process में we have taken out what is a Carnot cycle, because in Carnot cycle first process 1 2 dash is a reversible adiabatic compression, 2 dash 3 is a isothermal process. You can see temperature remains constant here. Temperature is T2, here temperature is T3, here temperature is T4 dash, T4 dash equal to T1, and here it is a T4. T4 equal to T1. You can see T4 dash equal to T1. We had carved out. हमने इस तरीके से Carnot cycle निकाला है कि we have two isothermal process 2 dash 3 and 4 dash 1. Out of this reverse Breton cycle. So this is a Carnot cycle. Actually, how we can represent this process for refrigeration purpose? So let us draw this schematic for refrigeration purpose. So again we will take two expander and compressor. Take two expander and compressor. Actually, Breton used reciprocating compressor and reciprocating expander. Symbolically, we use compressor and expander. So this is and this one will be expander. And there is some cooling chamber where we have to provide cooling. And here we will take a condenser. Take a condenser here. This is a condenser. Here we will start. We start here from 1 to 2. It is a compression process, and 2 to 3 is a condensation process, and 3 to 4 is a expansion process. This is a expander, and this is a compressor. We can connect both with because both will run from the same power from supply WNet. When you supply WNet, combined power of compression and expansion is equal to WNet, because we have combined both devices, expander and compressor. Actually, Breton has taken reciprocating compressor and reciprocating expander also. So out of these two, expander volume expansion will take place, so some positive work will be done here, and here volume compressed, so negative work is done from outside. From this, some motor will provide energy to run this compressor. So overall work supply to the system is W net. That we have to calculate for the finding out the COP of the system. COP of the system. So first we let us know what is a process of working of this system, how it works. So here is a cooling chamber. This is a cooling chamber where we required cooling. Here we required cooling. Here we required cooling. So it is a place where evaporator from where working fluid is. In this case, working fluid is air. Air cycle. This is also known as air cycle. So working fluid is air. No any process of the phase transformation. Only temperature will change. So temperature there is no any. In any case, you will not find any phase transformation. Means working fluid will remain in same state, and process is a cyclic. Whole process is a cyclic process. From compressor to condenser, condenser to expander, expander to evaporator. Process is a evaporation. Process is a cyclic. So here in process 4.1, energy will come to the system Q4.1, and process 2.3, energy released from system Q2.3. Q2.3 is going out from condenser to surrounding, and in process 4.1, energy from the cooling space coming to the evaporator. Means fluid flowing through this tube will take energy from the cold chamber, from person sitting here in this place, person sitting here, or some product, in cargo plane, some product is there, from where energy will be taken, and it cool down. Liquid flowing will be cooled down here, and again it go to the compressor, again it will be compressed here, and then go to the condenser where heat will be released. Again it passing through the expander, so expander further decrease the temperature, and here in cabin some temperature rise will take place because cold air will come here and it will take energy from the cooling space. Either it will be a passenger aircraft, so many passengers are there, and energy released by so many equipment there releasing heat energy. So some temperature will rise, and again it will go to compressor, again compress here, and the temperature will rise, and this after heat will be released to the atmosphere. This is a cyclic process. In this way, this system work, means there is no any phase transformation like in Carnot engine or other vapor compression systems. We use generally refrigerant, R12, R22, ammonia, all these things. All these refrigerant changes their phase, liquid to vapor, vapor to liquid. In this phase transformation process, equivalent to latent heat of energy, either heat is absorbed or heat is released. But here sensible heating or cooling takes place. Here sensible heating takes place, here sensible cooling takes place, here again sensible cooling takes place due to expansion from the expander. So now let us find out what is a net amount of work done. As we know from the first law of thermodynamics that Q equal to delta U plus W. Q equal to delta U plus W from first law of thermodynamics. For any cyclic process, again you know delta U equal to 0. For cyclic process, change of internal energy will be 0 because you are starting from compressor, you again reach to compressor, or you starting from the evaporator, you again reach to evaporator. So net change of entropy will be 0. So Q equal to work done. In cyclic process, sum of the heat energy interaction takes place from system is equal to total work done, either negative or positive. So here we have to find out what is the net amount of heat transfer takes place from the from this place cold chamber to the condenser, and in rest of this, because here in compression and expander you can see isentropic compression, isentropic expansion. It is a reversible adiabatic process. In reversible adiabatic, there is no any heat energy interaction takes place from system to surrounding and from surrounding to system. So only we have to calculate two processes. Here Q23 and here Q41 coming to the system and going out of system. So I think this figure, now let us erase this figure. So first we find out what is a Q41. Q41. Cooling effect. Cooling effect, actually this is a cooling effect. Equal to Q41 equal to change of enthalpy, because here pressure remains constant, so isobaric process, so total heat of energy, it is change of enthalpy from 4 to 1 equal to H1 minus H4. That will be equal to Cp T1 minus T4. This is total heat Cp into T1 minus T4. We are not considering any amount of, because we are considering only unit mass is flowing, because there may be some mass. For simplicity, we are calculating m equal to 1 unit. And heat released from the condensation process 2-3. In process 2-3, condensation. Same figure, schematic, condensation process. So Q23 equal to integration 2 to 3 dH equal to H3 minus H2 equal to Cp T3 minus T2. So net amount of heat sigma Q equal to Q41 plus Q23 equal to Cp T1 minus T4 and plus Cp T3 minus T2. You can write this equal to Cp T1 minus T4 and minus Cp T2 minus T3. We have taken here minus common, so this becomes negative. So this is for the cyclic process. Q equal to sigma Q equal to sigma W, so equal to W net. So this is a W net equal to Cp T1 minus T4 and minus Cp T2 minus T3. And what is a net amount? This W net is performed. What is the purpose of this system? To produce cooling effect. Only purpose is to produce cooling effect. This work is done by external device, that is a motor or some other energy source or engine, to produce a cooling effect in process 4 to 1. This is the only process where cooling effect taking place. So this is the amount of cooling effect produced. So cooling effect Q net equal to Q41, that is equal to Cp T1 minus T4. And as per COP definition, what is COP of system? It is ratio of, COP of system can be defined as a ratio of cooling effect produced to the work done to produce that cooling effect. It is a ratio of cooling effect produced to work done to produce that cooling effect. So COP can be defined as, now I think this figure is no meaning. I already have explained out about this figure. Again we will draw this figure. So COP equal to QE upon W net equal to Cp T1 minus T4 upon Cp, ब्रैकेट में take bracket T1 minus T4 minus T2 minus T3 and take a mod of this value, because W net either negative or positive always taken as a positive. So we have taken mod of whole, and take common T1 minus T4. CP removed and T1 minus T4 take common T1 minus T4. So T equal to T1 minus T4 upon T1 minus T4 common, and take negative sign also. You will get take negative sign and take mod T2 minus T3 minus T1 minus 1. So T1 and T1 minus T4 will be removed. You will get only value 1 upon T1 minus T4 here also. So you will get value 1 upon T2 minus T3 upon T1 minus T4 minus 1. This is a COP. Here we have taken one more negative sign and we have taken mod of the work. So this T1 minus T4 come in this side and T2 minus T3 come in this side. That's we have done here because we have taken mod. So again denominator will turns out positive. So this is equation for the COP. Further we can simplify this equation. How we can further simplify? We can further simplify this equation. So let us draw again this TF diagram to understand how we can simplify this equation. This is a TF diagram and 1, 2, 3, 4 and we have taken as a 4 dash and 2 dash and this one. Again we have drawn this TF diagram. This is for the Carnot cycle. And hold this 1, 2, 3, 4. It is for the reverse Brayton cycle, and 1, 2 dash, 3 and 4 dash for the Carnot cycle, just for the comparing purpose. In last we will compare this one. So now let us find out further modification, how we can do further modification. COP Brayton equal to 1 upon T2 minus T3 upon T1 minus T4 minus 1. From this diagram, already we have during our discussion in reversibility diabatic process, work done in reversibility diabatic process, we know the ratio T2 by T1 equal to P2 by P1 to power gamma minus 1 upon gamma, and we have derived this equation during that discussion. And same thing applies for T3 upon T4 equal to P2 by P1 because ratio are same, here P1 and here P2. Gamma minus 1 upon gamma. You can see that in both equations right hand sides are equal, so left hand sides are also equal. From here you can see T2 by T1 equal to T3 by T4 and T2 by T3 equal to T1 by T4. Now we can do some modification here. Subtract 1 from both sides. T2 by T3 minus 1 equal to T1 by T4 minus 1. There is no impact. If we equally subtract 1 from both sides, you will get and balance it. T2 minus T3 upon T3 equal to T1 minus T4 upon T4. Further simplify, T2 minus T3 upon T1 minus T4 equal to T3 by T4 and equal to, already we have calculated, T3 by T4 equal to T2 by T1 equal to T2 by T1. So in place of this equation, put T2 by T3 upon T2 minus T3 upon T1 minus T4 equal to T3 upon T4 equal to T2 by T1 in this equation. So COP of the Brayton cycle, COP of the Brayton cycle equal to 1 upon T3 by T4 T3 by T4 minus 1 or equal to 1 upon T2 by 1 upon T2 by T1 minus 1. We will take this value. And COP, any value you can take depending upon what is easier for you. Both are correct. So suppose we are using this equation. So COP pattern will become T1 upon T2 minus T1. This is a very simple equation to remember. COP of Brayton cycle equal to T1 upon T2 minus T1. Here T1 is a lowest temperature and T2 is a highest temperature. That's why we have taken this value, because this one is a lowest temperature and this one is a highest temperature. Because earlier we have defined Carnot cycle efficiency on the basis of lowest temperature and highest temperature. So here you can see when temperature difference increases, अगर temperature difference ज़्यादा हो रहा है, if temperature difference is increasing, COP of Brayton cycle also decreasing. Means COP of the system is reciprocal of the temperature difference. COP of the system is reciprocal of the temperature difference. Or if T1 is increasing, if T1 is increasing, T1 is decreasing, again COP decrease. If T1 decrease, lowest temperature decrease, means you want to produce more cooling, then COP again decrease. So this is a way again, like a Carnot cycle, again coefficient of performance of refrigeration system is reciprocal of the temperature difference, inversely proportional to lower temperature and inversely proportional to higher temperature. अगर higher temperature बढ़ रहा है तो COP घटेगा, lower temperature घट रहा है तो COP घटेगा, temperature difference बढ़ रहा है तो COP घटेगा. In all these three conditions, COP will decrease. Now we want to compare COP with the Brayton. How we can compare? This is a Carnot cycle. So COP for Carnot cycle, what will be equal to? COP for Carnot equal to lower temperature is same T1. We have taken T1 upon higher temperature. Here is T2 dash. T2 dash minus T1. You can see T1 are same, T2 here T2 dash. T2 dash is less than T2. So this value is less than whole value. This difference T2 dash minus T1 is less than T2 minus T1. So you can see COP Carnot is always greater than COP Brayton. From this, if we compare both equations, you can see that COP, coefficient of performance of Carnot cycle is higher than Brayton cycle. You can compare from any cycle, from any refrigeration cycle, you will always find that COP of the reverse Carnot cycle is always greater because it is the ideal cycle. No refrigeration cycle can be more efficient than COP of the Carnot cycle, reverse Carnot cycle, like a Carnot engine. In no Carnot engine, no engine working between two temperature limit will be more efficient than the Carnot engine. So same thing applies for the refrigeration also. Now let us see what is the impact of pressure ratio. Same thing applies for pressure ratio. This equation you can also represent it in terms of the pressure ratio. Same equation you can represent because already we have derived equation COP Brayton cycle equal to 1 upon T2 minus T2 upon T1 minus 1. In place of T2 upon T1 you can represent in terms of the pressure ratio. That is equal to 1 upon P2 by P1 gamma minus 1 upon gamma minus 1. This P2 by P1 you can say pressure ratio. More simpler form PR gamma minus 1 upon gamma minus 1. So very simplified Brayton cycle coefficient of performance in terms of the pressure ratio. If we draw this graph, you will see that as pressure ratio increases, here pressure ratio and here COP of the Brayton cycle, you will find this relationship like this. COP will continuously decrease with increase of pressure because pressure is this quantity equal to T2 by T1. If pressure ratio increases, temperature difference will also increase. And already we have told that if temperature difference increases, COP will decrease. So as pressure ratio increases, COP will continuously decrease. That is relationship between the pressure ratio and COP of Brayton cycle, and that is I think sufficient for today. In next class we will solve some question, and on the basis of this cycle we will discuss how this cycle is used, how this reversed Brayton cycle is used for the aircraft refrigeration. We will take one most common aircraft refrigeration system is that is a bootstrap aircraft refrigeration system, because in modern time we are using for long for heavy aircraft, heavy payload, heavy passenger aircraft, we are using bootstrap aircraft refrigeration using Bell Coleman or air cycle. So next lecture we will discuss bootstrap aircraft refrigeration system. And thank you very much for watching. And if you feel that is important for you, that it is beneficial for you, please like and subscribe so that my all video lectures will reach you in time. Thank you very much.